Hi everyone, in this video we're going to learn how to paint a sky and as well as get our painting started. So people ask me, how do you get this drawing that you have here, this little sketch? This is available on my website. I have it on canvas for the very beginners. Let's get started. Over here I have my usual set of beginner paints or beginner brushes. Probably got like a set and a half here just to make sure that I don't have to switch out brushes or something. Okay, for the paints, Prussian blue, titanium white, and alizarin crimson. And that should get us through both the sky and the reflection of the sky. All right, so let's get started. First thing first, of course, first thing first, second thing second, is let's get some of this. It's a painting medium, and we're going to get that covering the entire canvas all the way through, get us a nice layer of oil paint. And we're going to go slightly into the contour of the drawing. And what this does is it allows that paint to move around a lot easier. All right, and I got one or two little spots here and there that have some white in it. Okay. All right, now comes the tricky part, because basically what we're doing is we're painting white on a white canvas. So wherever your lightest whites are, that's where we're going to put this in, and you're just going to have to bear with it. If you can't see this on the video, know that it's there. Know that where I'm putting this stuff is, I'm going to try to work from, well, I've already started, left to right or right to left. And what you're doing here is you're putting in the lightest parts of your clouds. Not only is the template available on the website, but also the reference photo as well. So you can go there, download the reference photo, buy a template, get a painting kit, and paint along with me. And then you can see, or you could just buy the tutorial. All right, and that will do it for those. Over here in the reflections, I'm going to add in just a little bit of this. For our clouds that will be in here. All right, we're going to put a little bit over there, a little bit over there, a little bit over there. Okay, now we get to take a little bit of this white, a tiny, tiny, tiny smidge of blue, and we're going to tint that white. Just a bit of that. We don't want to mix it too much. Grab just a little bit of that with your brush, and we're going to put in, and I'll work from left to right this go around so you guys can see what I'm doing. And we're going to go out and around the white parts that we've already put in there. And we're going to need a lot more of that, aren't we? All right, let's grab that. Get a smidge. We're going to need 2 smidges, 3 smidges, that much. Put that over there. Make that 2 smidges. That should get us where we're going. By the time everything is blended out, we should be okay. All right. And we're going to go into those tree areas just a little bit. And we're going to go out and around. I'm going to start down here. I'm going to get a little bit lighter down here. A little bit lighter down here. There we go. All right, now we can get darker. So much for going from left to right. And notice I'm going out and around those light colors that I put in first. They've got just a little bit of texture on them so I can see where they're at. Go a little bit lighter down here at the bottom. We're going to need some light holes, sky holes down here. Definitely going to need some over here. Grab just a little bit of pure white. And some of these lines, because this is graphite, this is going to bleed through when this dries just a little bit. It should bleed through. So that we can see where our tree line is at. All right, now we get to do a little bit of framing. I want to get this a little bit darker over here so that the center focus is here. And we'll do the same thing. Grab just a touch or two more of this. And we're just going to grab a touch more too of this over here, and we're going to frame this. This is not in the photo, but this is how, or one methodology. Excuse me, I got black lung or something. Of framing your composition so that everything is focused over here. So we're going to blend that out just a little bit. And we're going to go off to the side. Grab just a little bit over here. And I like painting the sides. That way I get the paint or hang this thing up without a frame right away. All right, we'll put that back down there, and we'll go ahead and do the top. Grab a little bit of this, a bit of that. Really, nobody's going to be watching the top of this thing, so it really doesn't matter that much. If they do, there's probably something wrong with them. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, with that, let's put this back. Click. Okay, now we can take our blush brush and very gently start Xing across the top, and that will take all of our brush strokes out, all of the texture out, and it will push the sky into the background where it belongs. Got a little bit of extra right there. Let me pull him up. There we go. Barely touch the canvas with this brush. And as soon as you see that texture disappear, you want to move on to the next section, move off to the right. Okay, and what happens there is the more texture you have, the more it comes forward. So we're wanting this to go in the background, and as you can see, as I blend that texture and blend the brush strokes away, it begins to lay down into the background, just like that. And we'll start again over here and push that sky into the area of where it needs to go. Get rid of those brush strokes at the bottom. Get rid of that texture right there. Got a little extra brush. All right, when this happens, when you get a bristle on there, take your brush and push like this, and then wipe your brush, and then begin again. And that way you get the bristle hair out of your painting. All right, I think that works pretty well for the top. Let's go down to the bottom. And with this, we're going to get a lot darker because this is a reflection in water. So we're going to add just a little bit of this, and this is about as dark as we're going to get this. We're going to bring this. We're going to want some of these reflections in here, which are reflections of the clouds that are up here in this area. Just a little bit here and there. And then let me grab just a little bit more white here because I want a cloud right in there, and I want a cloud right in there. All right, so now I can return to this color. Put that in, go right on top of this. Add just one or two more little clouds in there like that. And then we're going to get really dark. So I'm going to take a little bit more of this Prussian blue, add it in over here, and I'm going to go right there. Between that light blue and my whites. And I'm wanting this to get darker and darker and darker as I get down to the bottom. So I want this to become more intense as I get down to this level. So I'm going to add more pure Prussian blue, neat, right out of the tube, down here at the bottom. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and get this almost do this so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to get that a little bit more intense. All right, I'm going to put that back over there. And now what we're going to do is go between these two blues and blend with this little brush just enough and you don't quite want to get into the full whites just yet. But we do want to maintain the intensity of that color. Okay, now we can return to the brush that we used for the sky, but this time we're going to start at the bottom, and I mean the very bottom. Turn this up by its side and get rid of your brush strokes, because reflections do not have brush strokes and they do not have texture. So we're going to very carefully put that back into place, and then very, very lightly, hold on for just a second, we got one more item over here. Grab some of this and let's put some of these sky holes. It should be a little bit lighter than what I've got. And in that case, we're going to go off the page. Start here. Need to blend just a little bit more. Get in there. All right. Yeah, I think we got it. And get rid of our brush strokes by very, very, very lightly blending with our blush brush, and ever so lightly and with this we want to go from dark to light. And I'm going to go up with it. And across. One layer at a time. Okay, and now we're going to get just a little bit more intense. And you have to do this just right. You have to have the right amount of paint on the brush. Otherwise, this is not going to work. And here, I'm going to get just a little bit more intense with that color. And don't worry about these little things out there to the side. They will get covered up when we put the reflections of the trees in the next section. Okay, now we have a sky that's in place, and this is how you get started. If you like these videos, press the like button. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see the responses. Later.